Hello, a day with Caleb, and today we're talking about the same ride, uh, Splash Mountain versus Tiana's Bayou Adventure. But first, we travel back in time, November 19th, 1993, and watch a 5-year-old kid ride Splash Mountain.
Did I film going down the hill? Hey, did I film going down the hill? I film going down the hill. Oh, hurry, hurry, another car. Hurry, hurry. Yeah, yeah. That's fun going down the hill. And the Kevin. Hey, Joshua, look. Joshua. Joshua, look at Daddy. Daddy, Joshua. Hey, Joshua. Can we go see anything? Hey, Rare Rabbit. That's where Rare Rabbit is. That's where Rare Rabbit is. That's where Rare Rabbit is. We go down the hill. Hold on. Hold on right there. He's going to his master place, Kevin.
And as a 5-year-old, yes, I was scared, but life changing that ride was, especially to a little kid. Splash, such a great ride growing up, and from time to time we would ride Splash Mountain, but it was very popular, still popular till the day it closed to make way for Tiana. Uh, I wouldn't ride it as much because, especially during the summer, it would be, a 50, 60, 70 wait sometimes to ride the attraction. So, he now and again, plus I don't like getting wet, but such a great attraction. The animatronics, the song, Tony Baxter doing his thing, worked on some fabulous attractions. And I should say we'll roll a few clips from a couple months before it closed, maybe 4 or 5 months, and the POV will be linked down below. Then I think I did the history of Splash Mountain, that will be down below. And we'll get to it and show a few clips, but Tiana's being evacuated, So all those down below, but we'll roll Splash Mountain POV.
Right up here. So you're looking for a laughing place, eh? We'll show you a laughing place. And to be turning around, only you could. Please don't do that, I learned my lesson. Now that is when you were born, and that is when you're gonna stay. One of these days, I gotta bring grandpa.
Now, getting to Tiana. Now, Splash, near the end, when they cut maintenance, there were some sad-looking animatronics, especially Brer Rabbit, right before the laughing place, where he would bounce. They just shut that down because sometimes he would bounce, sometimes he would just stay still. So he just hid behind a bush, kind of perched down, very sad. If you looked back, you could see him. Couple of the, the critters sometimes wouldn't move, or sometimes stuff would be broken, or, it would be the hen, I think one time her head was off or something. But so it had issues, especially being that old. They let stuff go, especially the last couple of months. Some stuff wouldn't work. There were dead spots, but now Tiana's, full disclosure, I've still yet to ride Tiana's. I did watch the POV when they released that horrible thing. They didn't do any favors, but talking to friends, watching multiple POVs, I don't think I'm missing much. The 1 week we were back, it opened. We were there for a week. It opened the third day, I believe, fourth day, and we were only in Magic 2 days after that. So the first day we tried to get a virtual queue. It went out. I believe that was the second day of operation, and it broke down. We were going by just to see, how it was, because, this thing had issues from the start, and we'll get into that in a minute, but did not expect the second day of operations for them to stop. It had issues throughout the previews, whether that's cast member previews, AP previews. It was broken down more than it ran. Let's just put it that way. And now we cut to some evacuation footage from Tiana's. Those poor people. And they go push the boats forward again, or try to.
They're going to push the boat forward.
Oh, he can make it. Not something you want your guests to experience especially days after open. And, some of these poor people plan the trip just to ride this quote unquote new attraction. It's the same layout, the same boats, the same ride system, and we'll get into that. All they really replaced was taking out a bunch of animatronics and putting back a couple of new age or technologically advanced animatronics. But this thing has been plagued from the start. Number one, the story. They did not get a cohesive story, and you could argue that Splash really didn't have a story. It's pretty much just Brer Fox and Brer Bear chasing Brer Rabbit, and shenanigans ensue. But that's part of the charm, and comments down below. I'm sure there maybe not different views. We'll see. Again, everything with a grain of salt. I have not myself experienced this ride, but the ride system they had in 2020, when everything closed, they got new boats or new log vehicles, whatever, and replaced I've heard this from other people, but I don't think they replaced every vehicle, but some they replaced, which, on that system didn't matter because the animatronics constantly moved, the audio loop kept going, so you didn't have to really calibrate much as far as timing, that kind of thing, because it constantly moved. But when they worked on Tiana's, the animatronics, they didn't want constant movement on a loop, like a 30-second loop or whatever, and start back. They wanted motion sensor animatronics. So now a boat would go by one sensor and it would trigger the animatronic to start moving. And I don't know if we can show a video, we'll see, but that one stretch where Tiana's is off in the distance and your boat probably 20-30 feet out just slowly starts going toward it, and she is not moving. She's like this. And you've probably, if I can't show it, go and watch the POV, because it is hilarious. They could make a horror movie just on some of these animatronics, like Five Nights at Freddy's. But then you pass the sensor and she starts moving really horrific stuff if they want to. But anyway, because of the new boats, they calibrated from the old dimensions and weights and that type of thing. So now when a boat goes by, sometimes they go by too fast and kind of trip the sensor, and then it kind of messes stuff up, and then it calls for a full stop if the sensors aren't working properly. Then on top of that, I hear that the animatronics do not work well in the sauna. So we could talk about the static animatronics, some not working. If they are moving, sometimes the audio doesn't sync. We could talk about the vast amount of space that is not utilized by animatronics. It's just a farce with some screens and little animated butterflies going. We could talk about them destroying the laughing place. We could talk about screens instead of animatronics. You know, there's so much, and that one sign that's up on the mountain, and they kind of wrapped foliage around the metal beams to, I guess, blend it in. But you can see that the metal attaches to the mountain. Well, it's not a mountain anymore, it's a mound of dirt from the bayou, which doesn't even make sense. But anyway, we there's a litany of things we could talk about, and there's been countless videos, so I don't want to harp too much on it, especially since I haven't experienced it. A few weeks back, there were 6 days or 5 days in a row where it did not open with the park, which Splash Mountain would break down, yes, but I don't think it ever had a stretch where it was broken down 5 days in a row on park opening. Are we destroying the legacy to try and compete with a competitor instead of just doing our own thing? Disney used to be the top tier, maybe not with the rides, even though there were some great rides, but the Streetmosphere, doing everything above board, you wouldn't see broken concrete, you wouldn't see stuff like that happening like it happens now. And the log flume ride at Disneyland Paris was probably going to be Tiana's, but then with the litany of problems and the kind of mixed to subpar reviews for Tiana's, they went with Lion King, a log flume attraction. And Tiana's could have been so great if they had done what they call a storybook retelling, where the ride is basically you going through the story. Peter Pan's flight, Mr. Toad, you know, you travel through Little Mermaid, you travel through the story. And that would have been so great, going up the hill, Dr. Facilier in the shadows singing Are You Ready? That would have been so mind-blowing. And we wouldn't even be making this video because I would have wrote that attraction immediately. But that is not the reality. They went in a new reimagining. Post your comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. This is just my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. Just wanting Disney to do better. Hopefully they will do better. But until the meantime, until that day arrives, we have Epic Universe, which I'm so pumped for, especially the Dark Universe. Big Universal horror fan, The Mummy, of course, my obsession, Brendan Fraser, but the whole Universal Monsters, I'm so excited for. All the lands, Epic Universe, so pumped for. Maybe we'll do an Epic Universe video soon. That would be fun. Comment down below if you want that. And just comment, did you ride Splash as a kid? Did you enjoy it? What are your thoughts on Tiana's? Have you experienced the attraction when you were there? Did it break down? Let me know your thoughts. Until next time, and the statues we didn't even talk about, they had a deep personal connection with me. At 5 years old, I was looking at the statues. This guy beside me thought was my dad, you know, from the hip down, but they left me, my parents. And Josh, he didn't have a choice really, but 5 years old. But then see the guy that's not my dad, but I stay at the statues because, you're ingrained to stay at a location. You don't want to go off and then they can't find you. So anyway, ever since that day, when we would go back there, because even if we didn't ride the attraction, we would go back to the restrooms. But I would take a picture of the statue, send it to my parents, and it was like a inside joke. Anyway, could keep talking. That's it, everybody. Until next time, go Tapper Universe and keep collecting.